Rezolve AI, RZLV, has crashed in November, along with most of the AI sector. The market has been spooked by AI bubble speculation. The stock price has gone down from $8 to $3.20 at the time of recording this video. Is this a buying opportunity? Well, analysts give the stock an average one-year price target of $10.28. In this video, we shall do the due diligence on their AI technology and business model. Welcome to the brand new channel, Lone Wolf Investing. Today we shall talk about Rezolve AI, RZLV, which is listed on the Nasdaq. So what do? They want to replace search and lists on e-commerce websites with a virtual human assistant. This is known as Agentic AI. You can talk to or write to this agent about the available goods and services, and you will get responses as if you're talking to a human salesman. This should make the whole process easier and will drive an increase in sales. Prominent Rezolve clients include BJ Wholesale, Crate and Barrel, and Dunkin' Donuts, and there are many clients around the world. The income for 2025 is $150 million of annual recurring revenue. The guidance for 2026 is 500 million. This is a dramatic increase and is understandable if many investors are skeptical. However, prominent institutional investors such as Citadel, BlackRock, and Vanguard are not skeptical, and they recently took part in a recent private placement of $200 million. This was also oversubscribed. Google and Microsoft are also impressed with their business model and technology. Rezolve AI agents are available on the cloud services of these two giant companies. Recently, Google's sales team found a client in Mexico called the Liverpool department store. Rezolve's AI agent consists of a core LLM, which is a large language model, with a proprietary dataset optimized for sales. This helps mitigate hallucinations. There are also non-AI guardrails to eliminate hallucinations. We cannot have hallucinations in e-commerce. Money is involved, and customers will be very unhappy if they receive the wrong items, or too many or too little of the items they've ordered. If you think that I've earned it, I would ask you to like this video and subscribe to the channel Lone Wolf Investing. This represents the training of a LLM. The neural network's structure is known as a transformer model. The data inputted into the model is structured. So these lines represent relationships between different words. This is very simplistic, but I'll try and explain what Rezolve do. So what Rezolve do is they inject a catalog and they use proprietary AI to tag items. So for example, running shoes could be 100% running, 50% casual, 2% for a workplace. This system helps eliminate hallucinations. Of course, it's a lot more complicated than that, and I think they are not willing to tell people exactly what they do, but they have a system to prepare the data so that hallucinations are mostly eliminated. Well, actually, completely eliminated. Let's compare this to ChatGPT, which ingests the whole internet. There's a lot of rubbish on the internet which causes hallucinations. So, what does that mean then? That means after the model's been trained, they have to deploy guardrails to mitigate hallucinations. Often in practice, this involves a lot of human oversight, and thousands of people have been used to rank the output from ChatGPT and flag uh, answers which are simply not appropriate. So, to summarize, Resolve have a smaller data set compared to ChatGPT. It's much more focused and it's appropriate for commercial sales, for e-commerce. Resolve's agentic AI has a LLM at its core. The tokens, which is the input data structure, is suited for e-commerce. And there's also an anti-hallucination layer, which is not necessarily AI, but it's based on certain logical structures depending on the user interaction and also on known data. We can compare Resolve with two other companies. There's Palantir, who also use a core LLM and special token structure depending on the application. There are also logical tools to prevent hallucinations. Then there is the less well-known company called Mindwalk Holding, ticker HYFT. They have tokens specialized for drug candidates and also guardrails based on known data. They can be considered to be the Resolve of pharma. Such a system with the LLM, tokens, and anti-hallucination layer is very difficult to reproduce. It can take several years. So it's fair to consider that Resolve, Palantir, and Mindwalk Holding all have a sizable technological moat. The annual recurring revenue for 2025 is 150 million, and guidance was given for 2026 to be 500 million. Now, that is a really, really big increase, and I can understand why some people are skeptical. So, we need to look at this carefully to see if it's realistic. Now, in the first half of 2025, the revenue is only 6.3 million, and then Resolved hired 22 salespersons who did really, really well and managed to find enough customers so that they could report an ARR of 150 million. It doesn't end there. Using the money raised, Resolve has hired some very talented people, including Crispin Lowry, and he shall be in charge of a sales team for the US and a sales team for Europe. But I think the most intriguing aspect of Resolve's sales strategy is their interaction and their cooperation with Microsoft and Google. Their salespersons will find customers for Resolve, and these companies will actually give a discount on their cloud subscription services if they decide to use Resolve. Now, why would they do that? The idea is if they're using Resolve, then they're less likely to migrate to some other rival cloud service provider. As we know, Google and Microsoft have a global network of customers, probably thousands of companies. And that global network can also work with Resolve acquisitions around the world. Now, these acquisitions have been made strategically to enable Resolve to penetrate markets around the world. This strategy, to me, seems quite uh, clever, and it may actually achieve or even exceed the 500 million ARR for 2026. In one of his talks, Dan Wagner said, "It's not possible to become a global company organically very quickly. You have to work with one of the big boys or two of the big boys." And he is working with Microsoft and Google. And now I understand what he meant by that.